Welcome back, guys. Let's hear a beautiful story as I promised in my earlier video. The story goes like this. There are some important characters which all of us to remember. One is there is a milkman and there are two frogs, Sukhiram and Dukhiram, and there is a naughty boy in the story, right? So one fine morning, these two frogs, Sukhiram and Dukhiram, was walking next to a park and having some serious discussion about, I don't know what they talk about, but there was some serious discussion around. And this naughty boy called Mahinder, he was actually playing around there next to the park. And there was a milkman who was supplying milk to every family out there nearby the park. So he came there and he took the milk cans, and he went to supply the milk to the nearby homes and left the bicycle there. And this naughty boy, Mahinder, looked at these two frogs, Sukhiram and Dukhiram. So he took both of them, one in each hand, and then thought, what should we do, right? What should I do with this? Then he got a beautiful idea, went to the bicycle, opened the lids of the buttermilk cans available there. So he dropped Sukhiram into one thing and Dukhiram into another can and closed the lid. Now look at Sukhiram and Dukhiram were in a dangerous situation, and now let's understand what Dukhiram was doing inside. So Dukhiram fell into the buttermilk there. He started pedaling because that's a natural way of life of any frog, right? So he started pedaling. Sometime later he started cursing Mahinder, the naughty boy, why this boy has been doing like this, and he also started crying, blaming everybody around and blaming God for the difficult situation that he is facing. So after some time, then he also started thinking, how long should I be pedaling like this? What is going to happen? If nobody is going to open the lid, how will I get saved? So then he left, he just given up there. And when the Dukhiram has given up, he drowned into the buttermilk and died. Now at the same point of time, let's see what Sukhiram is thinking and what Sukhiram is doing. So Sukhiram also, the moment he fell into the buttermilk, he also started pedaling, but he started thinking completely the opposite. He started praying God for the strength to be given till he can pedal and swim. So he also started blessing the boy and praying the God to just give some good sense to the boy, not to do in future like this. And he started pedaling. Over a period of time when he started pedaling in the buttermilk, so the bump of butter got formed on the top of the buttermilk. So looking at that opportunity, catching hold of that opportunity, then Sukhiram jumped onto the butter and started taking some rest. Sometime later, this milkman has come and opened the lids. The moment he opened the lid, Sukhiram jumped out of that and then saved his life. But Dukhiram, you all know, he has already died within that buttermilk. So let's understand, is this about the Sukhiram and Dukhiram, or is this about you and me? All of us. Why is that all of us? For example, you also have a lot of strengths today. You may be good at many things. I also may be good at many things. Are we using those strengths in our regular life? Or are we looking for some opportunities which are related to our strengths? Maybe some of you are good at dancing, some of you are good at singing, some of you are good at art, whatever, I don't know. So are you actually looking at making these strengths and using that for your livelihood? Are you using that finding some jobs? Right? That's another interesting thing that we should be discussing. So now let's dig deeper about what went wrong with Dukhiram. Dukhiram and Sukhiram, both of them are of course frogs. So swimming is their innate ability, but just because Dukhiram was not thinking ahead, not realizing his strength, Dukhiram has died. But Sukhiram, the other way around, he knew that is the strength, and he also prayed God that let I get more strength, and he started pedaling. So while he was trying, he got a new opportunity called getting onto the lump of butter that got formed on the buttermilk. So though you have a strength, you don't use the strength consistently, you may lose some opportunities. So opportunities are more or less created. They're not directly available there. That's another thing that we are going to learn from this, right? So this is what it is, and let's see how important it is for our strengths. So now, having understood this entire story right now, do we need to identify our strengths now or maybe 10 years later? Now is the right time. So for anything, now is the right time. Let's learn what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, how they are going to come in our own way of progressing in our life. In my next video, I will be talking in detail about what are strengths, what are weaknesses, what are opportunities and what are threats in a proper structure. So be ready with pen and paper. You will be working along with me when we talk about SWOT analysis. Thank you so much.